getting them, or they swept them actually, and then beating them when it counted in the one-game playoff. So West Valley taking 3 of 4 from Moses Lake. But all that to say, West Valley getting the 3 seed in these regionals. Tahoma is the 10 seed. They'll be playing 7 seed East Lake. Bothell, the 15 seed, playing number 2 seeded Puyallup. Curtis, the 12 seed, playing the 5th seeded Moses Lake Chiefs. Mount Si and Richland. Mount Si is a 13 seed, playing Richland, the 4 seed. Camas and Issaquah, the 9 and 8 seed, respectively. And then Chiawana, the 16 seed, against Olympia, the 1 seed. What we can tell you about Curtis, even though they're at the 12 seed, is they are in one of the most difficult conferences in the entire state. They have to play Puyallup. They have to play Olympia. Yeah, that's right, the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the state for 4A. And they split with both teams. They beat Puyallup and they beat Olympia in their first game of the season. 16-11, a final record. But again, in a game like this, you have to throw the seeding out the window. You have to throw the record out the window because Curtis has a very stout schedule that they play every single year. So that is the seedings, and we are just moments away from first pitch. Andrew, any other stories you want to share before we get going about that state championship run, or any of those young men that we are seeing on the field that you may have played with?
Oh, well, there's plenty of stories to tell, but seeing as the leadoff hitter Gavin Brubaker is making his way up to the dish, those are probably best served for later in the game, as it's now first pitch. Moses Lake, Curtis High School. Let's do this. You got it.
Take it away, Andrew.
All right, so Gavin Brubaker steps in for Curtis High School. He'll face the righty Carson Janke, righty on righty matchup. Curtis High School, the Vikings in blue tops, white pants. Moses Lake in the tan colored jerseys. As swinging on the first pitch is down the left field line. Ooh. That is a foul ball by inches. Brubaker just missed extra bases and caught me a little off guard. I usually don't see the leadoff hitter of a game swinging at the first pitch, but that's exactly what Brubaker did. That is a loud strike as he sends that one down the left field line. Carson Janke out in front now. They count 0-1.
Moses Lake coming into this game is 17-4 on the season, and again their toughest test of the season right here. Obviously, first pitch outside,
and the next one misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Brubaker, Curtis's leadoff hitter. He's playing short today as Janke wasting no time into the windup and delivers. That one's a called strike on the outside corner. Pumped a heater in there, and the count's 1-2. Good pitch there early by Janke. Got to establish that fastball, especially in these playoff games, as here he comes again. That one is a breaking ball, missing outside, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Janke having a pretty good season on the year so far. Been the 1 starter over Michael Getzinger, who we might see in Game 2 should Moses Lake win this one, as the next pitch is swung on and tapped to short. Passey's got it, bobbles, and he will not get him at first, as the speed of Brubaker may have flustered Avery Passey out there at shortstop. So give Brubaker a reach on an E6 if you score along with us. And the Vikings have their leadoff man aboard. It'll be Colby Mahan now playing right field. Hitting in the 2-hole, righty on lefty. Janke the righty, Mahan the lefty.
You mentioned Janke, and Janke two outs away from that no-hitter back at Larson Playfield as we watch that first pitch miss outside for ball 1. So a phenomenal season, first team at the pitcher position for the state.
Janke checks the runner at first, comes set just above the chest. He's ready, here he is. That one is a strike call at the knees. A good pitch there by Carson Janke. That time looked like a cutter from up here. The count moves to 1-1 on Colby Mahan, the right fielder for the Curtis Senior High School Vikings, coming over from University Place, Washington. Long bus ride. Janke has a sign. Here he comes. This one is swung on and through the gap over on the right side. That is Brubaker going to third. There'll be no play over there. A single for Colby Mahan, and early trouble for Carson Janke and Moses Lake as the first 2 runners reach for Curtis High School. A sharp single to right field for Colby Mahan.
The center field, number 14, Xavier Aarons.
Xavier Aarons now, the 3-hitting center fielder. He hits from the right side of the plate. He's got a sleeve on his right arm. He twirls the bat. Carson Janke has a sign, sets at the belt, now comes up to about head level, and he pitches. That one is fouled away over the right field side and just over the batting cages in foul territory. So Carson Janke gets ahead. That's very important, especially when you've got 2 runners on and nobody out. An early jam for Moses Lake and Carson Janke as he comes set. Here he is, and that one is inside. The runner to second. The throw down is going to be in time. They got him down at second base. Colby Mahan trying to swipe a bag and take away the double play. But Blaine McDonald, a great throw over there to Avery Pass. He puts the tag down on him, and there is one away in the top of the first.
And normally you see that fake throw down to second, and I think the runner on third thought that was going to be the case and was a little surprised when that throw went all the way to second for the tag, as he didn't even move from the third base side, as that first pitch from Janke is low in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 the count now here with 1 out.
That's right. 1-1 to Xavier Aarons. So Colby Mahan caught stealing as Carson Janke delivers. That one is a called strike on the outside corner. Good bender that time from Carson Janke. And the count moves to 1-2 on Xavier Aarons. Big kid, this Aarons guy. Here's the pitch. This one is swung on to the right side and through under the glove of Zane Harden. And Curtis High School has scored early on a single to right field just under the glove of Zane Harden, moving to his left. Couldn't get there quite in time. It looks like he maybe misplayed that, Kurt. You think so?
Yeah, Zane has been so solid at second base this year, and I think that was one of those. It was a little too routine for him, as it just snuck in right under the glove. But we've seen him make that play a million times, and especially across the body. Look for anything to his right. He is phenomenal at going and getting a ball up the middle, shaded over toward first.
So here is the pitcher today, Tyler Logan, as the runner goes to second. The throw is in time. They got him again. Blaine McDonald, 2 for 2 early.
McDonald throwing out the runners. Be on notice for future base thieves out there this afternoon.
Wow, Colby Mahan cut down just a moment ago, and then Xavier Aarons trying to swipe second is also cut down. So the 2 outs the Moses Lake baseball team has this inning both come via the caught stealing, as the next pitch misses low and inside on Tyler Logan, the pitcher. The count moves to 1-1.
Now, I certainly don't want to see this happen, Andrew, but have you ever been in a game where the all 3 outs were caught stealing?
I have not, and that'd be
a terrible thing, because it would mean another runner gets on base.
That would be quite the oddity. As the pitch in to Logan misses inside, 2-1 on the Vikings pitcher this morning. Early morning baseball from Richland, as you don't usually see game times this early, as the next pitch to him is a called strike on the outside corner. Janke evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Logan hitting from the left side of the plate against the righty. Janke working from the windup, and here he comes. This one is tapped to the right side. Right there is Lingren, the defensive player of the year in the Big 9. He steps on the pillow for out number 3. But the Vikings get 1 in the top of the first. We move to the bottom. It is Curtis High School 1 and the Chiefs coming up. I think, on Janke because the leadoff hitter reached via the air on the shortstop passy. And the home plate umpire is coming back to Donnie with a ruling now. Donnie still seems to be unhappy with whatever
he's
they're saying.
agitated, but he's still in the game, which leads me to believe that he's shaking his head. Oh, now he's getting a little more animated. The Lou Piniella of the Big Nine, although we haven't seen him throw a base yet.
Throw a base, yeah. I haven't seen him kick dirt yet on any umpire's shoes. But Donnie, he likes things, he likes things his way, and usually he does things that are inside the rule book, but could be occasionally deemed stretches of the rules. And he seems to be very unhappy with this officiating crew we have out here today. And again, the problem is over where you can wear these cards. Now, what it is, there's a paper, like a laminated paper card that you have inside of a
like a sleeve, like you'd have in football, the armband,
yeah, like an armband.
Some wear them at the waist. That's probably the issue, I'm guessing.
That's right. And the first base umpire, I didn't see if the coach from Curtis had a problem with it. But the first base umpire I noticed was telling Asher Lindgren at first base that he couldn't wear the band containing the card in it. And there's a window in the card where you can, or in the band where you can see down into the card. So it's a transparent sort of plastic shield over the card. And so what the runners do is they look down at this card to see what play is on, if there is a play on at all. And we're having issues of where you can wear this card. Now they're bringing in a rules official, it looks like.
and again, we've gone through this with whether or not you can wear it and that's fine. But I'm speculating that the issue is with where he's wearing it because of the glare and the positioning of the sun. They didn't say anything with Seth Olsen. I'm trying to actually see if I thought Seth usually wore his at the waist as well, but they didn't say anything with Seth Olsen. And then after Asher reached, they had some issue. I do notice Asher does not have it on his waist anymore, though.
No, he doesn't. He took it off, and the umpires are talking with looks to be three people. I don't know who these people are, but I think they're the rules officials.
Head coach from Richland.
Head coach from Richland.
And the athletic director
and the
from Richland as well. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So they're talking it over with the higher-ups as far as the athletic director is concerned to see what he has to say about it.
And then another gentleman joining from the WIAA.
Okay.
So, again, we are in a slight pause. Not 100% certain what's going on. We're trying to piece it together. Richland versus Curtis. Curtis jumping out early, 1 run in the top of the first, unearned on a couple of hits and an error. And we should be underway here in a couple minutes. Again, speculation that there are some issues with either the card or more likely, as Andrew has said, where they are wearing the card. But again, I don't know that Donnie would be putting up that much fuss because, okay, wear it on your arm. Maybe the concern is you can't have it when you're in the batter's box. I don't know. It's all speculation, but we've seen Moses Lake do this system for many years, and there was an official ruling that year of the state championship run. And the WIAA did come back and say, nope, that is within the rules. All is good. You can do it. And this is the first flare-up we have seen since then.
Yeah, and I'm surprised it's taking this long. If you have the WIAA rules official down there and they made a ruling specifically in this case, then it should be pretty cut and dry and be allowed to, again, wear it on your waist as opposed to your arm. Where you wear it, it becomes at this point in the season, you get used to having it on your belt, and if you're going to put it on your arm, then it becomes you start thinking about it. And in the box, if you're thinking about anything other than hitting, you have less of a chance to get a base hit.
To be fair, I don't want the card on my arm when I'm swinging a bat.
Well, right, and I was one of the guys who did put it on my arm. I thought it was easier just to see it there, and I got used to it, and I dealt with it.
That was just an excuse for you to look at your giant biceps. We know that, Andrew.
My biceps aren't that big, Kurt, but I appreciate the shout out there. They're still talking it over down there, just in front of the Moses Lake third base dugout.
Now, if you want to watch this excitement live, we have the best of both worlds for you today. We have this live play-by-play via the radio, and then you can also tune in and watch the game on YouTube.com. So go to youtube.com/AtomicTVRHS. That's AtomicTVRHS, and you can watch the game, or you can watch them argue about the game, and we will be underway shortly. Andrew, how's college going?
Hey, college finished up just a couple of weeks ago, and, I had 5 classes, 5 finals, of course. I had the luck of that. But I'll tell you what, Wazoo is a very fun place to be. I know you like to hate on it, but the atmosphere there, I guarantee, is better than anywhere at UW. Because everybody at Wazoo, I'll tell you what, you laugh, and I'll tell you what.
Everybody thumbs up around me,
that's
too.
Right, everybody at WSU enjoys being there. And it's a small town, it's a small community. The only thing there is the college, and then you've got a little bit of a downtown district. But, that's sometimes visited, sometimes not on the weekends as far as college students go. But it's a really fun place to be, and it's basically all college students. And when you're in Seattle, right, Seattle is a big city. There are a lot of people there, and I imagine the feel on the UW campus is very reminiscent of just a normal office job. You're going to class, and you're doing that, and it's like your job, and it's like a 9-to-5 work week, right, at UW. But in Pullman, you get to go to class. You get to walk up these beautiful roads, right? All of the trees they've got in Pullman, the grasslands, rolling hills out in the distance. There's some great views. It's not like the concrete jungle of Seattle. You're surrounded by nature, which is great. Everybody goes to the football games. You don't have a single student section. You have half of the stadium filled with students, basically, or a quarter of the stadium, I should say. And everybody goes. Everybody likes to go out and support the other teams too, the volleyball team, the baseball team, the basketball team. And it's very fun. It's a very fun community to be a part of, as they're on the phone.
I'm telling you, I am fairly certain that they are protesting that you can have those cards and use those cards. I guarantee that's the issue, which, again, they've already ruled on this.
Well, if it's a question of using the cards, this has been allowed for years now.
I know. And again, it's odd that they would be doing this the second batter in. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna step aside and hear from some of our sponsors. We will be back in 1 minute, right here on AM 1470 KBSN. I just want to. A official down there, the representative. We see the umpire. Is the umpire on the phone?
Yeah, the umpire
is he
on the
ordering
phone.
a pizza, or is he asking about this ruling?
Well, I'm hoping he's asking about the ruling because, for one, I don't know if many pizza places are open.
Well,
this
it's
early.
almost lunchtime at this point. if we don't get this going.
Yeah.
But we are trying to find out. We have some connections down there. We're trying to text and see specifically what's going on. But it looks like the umpires are now back talking with the head coach of Curtis, who is shaking his head and walking back to the dugout. So I assume he just found out that 3 years ago this was approved for Moses Lake High School. And anyone who wants to do a wristband, I bet you could get them printed up and implemented in just a couple of days. So Curtis coach is not happy, and here we go back to baseball. And I can't wait to talk with Donnie after the game to see what the deal there was.
Now batting second
I mean, you can give – are signs illegal? I don't know.
Look,
that's kind of weird.
I'm at a loss up here, too, and we don't have official word. We can only speculate on what's going on. But hopefully we'll have that situation for you possibly next game as a bunt is popped up. It's going to get down.
Going to work beautifully.
And Zane Harden is going to reach first, but the out at second base as Asher Lindgren had to wait and see if the ball is going to get down. So Zane Harden pops up a bunt to third, but the third baseman, that's Costantini over there, couldn't get to the ball in time, so he let it drop in front of him and then threw it Asher Lindgren at second base.
Yeah, and Asher played that perfectly. He was halfway down the line, but by the time the ball landed, there was just nothing he could do in that situation. It's a forced play, so that just unfortunately happens. Asher, a good play, at least going halfway down the line on that.
So Jackson Purcell hits now from the right side, the first righty in the Chiefs lineup in the cleanup spot as he swings and foul tips one into the glove of the catcher Stefaker, and the count moves to 0-1. Purcell in the cleanup hole today. Now he has his card in his back pocket, so every time there is a sign, or maybe not a sign, relayed from Coach Lindgren, he has to take the card out of his pocket and read it and put it back in his pocket as the next pitch misses up and away. And if that's what the umpires say that needs to happen, then I guess so be it, as he takes it out again from his back left pocket, and he's looking down as Donnie relaying the signs via the number system on the card. And as I'm looking around, I don't see anybody wearing the card on their belt. I think Zane over there at first has it in his back right pocket, and I can't tell on Seth Olsen over there at first. So they said something about it. Donnie didn't look too happy after the rules official walked off, but neither did the Curtis coach.
And notice the on-deck hitter and the guy in the hole do not have their cards on their belt. So I'm guessing that they were protesting in general the use of the cards, and they came up with a happy medium that, hey, as long as it's not on your belt, you're fine.
The 1-1 to Purcell misses up and away, and it moves to 2 balls and a strike.
Chiefs in the mustard, yellow, and maroon stirrups this afternoon. One of my favorite combinations, although
I think they call it Vegas Gold.
Do they call it Vegas Gold?
Vegas Gold, I think. Not mustard yellow seems
looks
a little.
Grey Poupon. But okay, we'll go with that.
The pitch to him is a strike called. It looked to be a changeup, actually, with the arm side movement that Tyler Logan, the lefty, had on that one into the righty Purcell. It kind of started in off the plate and worked back toward the inside corner. But nevertheless, the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. The Chiefs have runners on the corners, and Purcell needs to put one in play and drive home the tying run on third base as the Vikings put up a run in the top of the first. The Chiefs trying to tie it now. Only behind 1, 2 runners on with only 1 out. Jackson Purcell waves the bat. Here he comes, and he pops it up behind home plate. The catcher, that's Stefaker's back there, and this one is going to get into the stands and bounce up towards us. Thankfully, we have a window in front of us.
And a mother, play of the game right there, the mother shielding 2 children at once, willing to take that ball if she needs to. But did you see that? She shielded the baby and then shielded her maybe 9-year-old to her right.
Oh, good.
On a very close play, a very risky play right there.
Indeed.
But
I wonder
you do what you need to do for your kids.
That's right. And I wonder if the fans get to keep the baseballs or if they have to.
I think it's a bubble gum if you take it back.
Oh, a bubble gum,
nice. Back to the field.
No, that's I'd take.
It's not a good value though. I mean, you could sell that ball for at least triple that.
The 2-2 to Purcell is swung on and fouled away
over
the first base dugout.
Where's my car?
And Kurt's looking for his car.
Oh,
you parked in a bad spot over there.
I was way back.
And could be a busted windshield
this
or
foul
two
ball
over
brought
there.
to you by Safelite Auto Repair.
Right.
Safelite replace. Safelite Repair.
That's right. Purcell is ready. So is Tyler Logan. He sets and delivers. This one is swung on, fouled back, and over us, out of play. And the count remains at 2-2. Jackson Purcell putting up a good battle now. Looking to get a base hit wide open left side for him as the shortstop, that's Brubaker, is playing in double play depth. A big hole for him on the left side to try to shoot one through and score this tying run. Chiefs down 1 early, bottom of the first. 1-0, Curtis Vikings. And a pick over to first, and the runner coming home. The throw is in time. Wow. From up here, it looks like Seth Olsen got around the tag of the catcher Stefaker, but ruled out number 2 by the home plate umpire, and I think he missed one.
Perfect slide around the catcher, more in foul territory, reaching around with that left hand. But yeah, they say out at home on the 3-2 put out.
And unfortunate for the Chiefs, could not catch a break with that one as Jackson Purcell pops another one up and out of play, and the count remains at 2-2. That was an interesting play. The pick went to first, and that's Zane Harden over there, slid back in safely. The first baseman, that's Janos over there, came home with it, and Olsen appeared to beat the tag, but not according to the home plate umpires. Here's the 2-2 again, a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Chiefs threaten but do not score. And we will go to the top of the second. The Vikings leading Moses Lake by a score of 1-0 on AM 1470 KBSN. Vikings lead Moses Lake by a score of 1-0. And to tell you all about it, here's Kurt.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, 24 minutes to complete that first inning. Long delay due to the controversy over the cards. But here we go, top of the second. First pitch from Janke, a little bit outside for ball one. Janke in that first inning, allowing a couple hits in the run. It was officially unearned with one strikeout, and then interestingly enough, 2 putouts via the 2-4 caught stealing. So that was interesting to see from Blaine, gunning him down early. There's a high towering pop-up down the third base side. Moving over into foul territory is Mr. Purcell there to make the catch for out number 1, 5 unassisted. So that's what Janke needed right there, a quick first out. Tyler Logan for Curtis. You know, that's very difficult to be 2 batters in and then have a 10-minute delay. He finishes that inning with 21 pitches, allowing the hit. And then Seth Olsen, I'm getting texts left and right that he was safe. There's a bunt foul behind home plate. Getting multiple texts that he was safe for those who are watching on youtube.com/AtomicTVRHS. Welcome in, and for all of our listeners on AM 1470, glad to have you here one way or another as we are in day 1 of regionals. Janke, the 0-1 delivery on the way, swinging a flare down the left field line. That's going to be trouble if it's fair. It is a fair ball. It's going to go all the way to the wall. He's digging for 2, and with a stand-up 1-out double for Curtis. Mr. Mady, I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. He is now standing out at second as Seth Olsen probably had himself worn out from that attempted steal at home, just barely out of the reach down the third base side, and then ultimately rolling all the way to the wall. So Joey Castanti now stepping in for Curtis with a runner in scoring position and 1 out, facing the ace of Moses Lake, Carson Janke. Janke looking back and now steps off, and Mady walking back to second. Moses Lake with a real difficult problem there when you have 2 pitchers the caliber of Janke and then Getzinger. There's a little breaking ball that misses inside. for ball one.
And Costante, a true freshman this year in 9th grade. He's hitting 167 in 23 games. And I think he's playing at third base today.
And that pitch misses up and in for ball two. So, yeah, a great honor, especially when you come from the west side when there's so many players to choose from to be a true freshman playing. That's impressive. Ground ball to Passy over at shortstop. He does little double-step throws to first in time for the 6-3 put out, and on the play, Mady heads down to third base. But 2 outs for the Chiefs here in the top of the second as Curtis is looking to add to their total, and now Quinn Stoffaker stepping in, licking his chops about running down to third. Carson Janke, long look down to get his signs. Now he comes set from the windup. First pitch on the way right over the heart of the plate for strike one. Setting your defense for the Chiefs over there at first, it's Asher Lindgren. At second, it's Zane Harden. Passy at third, Purcell at Passy at short, Purcell at third. There's a hard ground ball but foul down the third base side. And then your outfield moving left to right, Seth Olsen, Gavin Bingham, and then Jacob Martinez. Bingham is one they will typically throw late in the game if they need some relief. They have mixed it up with Getzinger coming in and throwing a couple pitches based on that. And there's a third strike, but dropped by Blaine. He throws down to first, though, no problem. We will continue that story in the bottom half of the inning. So to the bottom of the second we go. Chiefs trail by 1 here at Richland. I'm Kirk Kuykendall with Andrew Fry right here on AM 1470 KBSN Moses Lake. This senior, they always do that to me. There's a huge pause, and I'm like, okay, don't do station ID. I don't care. All right, to the bottom of the second we go. We are in Richland. Curtis Senior High, 1 run on a couple of hits and an error. They are facing, of course, your hometown Moses Lake Chiefs, who are not on the scoreboard yet. Looking to change that here in just a couple minutes as Carson Janke will lead things off for the state champion Moses Lake Chiefs. I don't know how much. I don't know how much more we're going to get from that. But well, who's won the state championship since the Chiefs?
I guess nobody.
Nobody. They are the state champion Moses Lake Chiefs. As all the Richland fans in the press box will roll their eyes. I do love Richland. This is one of my favorite places. Love coming down here for a quick weekend. First pitch on the way from Logan, and there is a fly ball to left center field, diving catch. I just had a gut feeling that Aarons was going to come up with that. Little Mike Trout Jr. right there in center field. Wasn't even on a full sprint, just kind of jogging for it, and then at the last minute said, yeah, I think it's time to dive now.
Well, he didn't get a good break on that ball. He thought that ball was going behind him. He took a jab step back toward the wall, then started to come in at not breakneck pace.
No, definitely not breakneck pace, but a great play from the center fielder out there. Mady shading him to left field, and Mahan to right, setting your outfield for Curtis Senior High School. And if you're in the porta potty right now, you probably just got your bell rung as that ball ricochets between a couple of porta potties. And Maddox win now with a 1-1 count on the way. Foul back, up and out of play, back into the parking lot.
And Tyler Logan, a junior this year, 1.87 ERA. He's 3-3 in 13 appearances.
Now, I was talking before we went to the break, kind of the strategy for the Chiefs pitching is the 1-2 pitch is deposited down the left field line, and it is going to stay fair. Mady not able to get to it. He kind of stutter stepped too. I'm not sure. Not sure if he had difficulty reading that with where the sun is right now, but he kind of did a little stutter step, and at the end of the day, the ball falls for a long single down the third base side. So Maddox Gwynn, a 1-out single down there at first base.
Well, Maddox Gwynn didn't hit that ball too hard, but the good thing about that hit, why it was a hit, because it bounced in fair territory about 6 inches inside of the line.
First pitch on the way to McDonald. Misses for ball one. So the Chiefs, as I've been trying to explain, the Chiefs like to go with the Michael Getzinger and Carson Janke combination, at least in the regular season, looking at the pitch count. That pitch hits the corner to even the count at 1 apiece on McDonald. But obviously you're now in regionals, and that whole shift has to be made. You've got Gavin Bingham, who's out there in relief. He can hurl the ball. And you have Seth Olsen, who we have not seen a whole lot, and then Greninger. So those are the 4 names to keep in the back of your mind. I would guess that with the experience, that pitch misses low for ball 2, so 2-1 count now. With the experience, I would expect to see Gavin Bingham in on relief. But again, you just never know when they might throw that Seth Olsen in as a wrinkle, and watch out. He has a phenomenal pickoff move for a righty. He's already gotten a couple kids leading off a third who are looking back like, White, what are you doing? You're not supposed to pick people off a third. So Seth Olsen, a phenomenal player to keep your eyes on, is kind of a wrinkle for the Chiefs. 3-1 count here on Blaine McDonald as Logan Cummings set. Long look over there at first, and that pitch just hits the corner, making the count full at 3-2. So Logan, of course, the lefty, as he comes set, he is looking straight across at Maddox Gwynn. Chiefs do like to run a lot. We'll see if Donnie modifies that game plan here in the regional playoffs. Long look down at first. Now the 3-2 delivery on the way. Maddox with a little secondary hop. Stays put as that misses. Chiefs now here in the bottom of the second. Only 1 out. Runners on first and second. If you're wondering why are you guys only in the second inning after 34 minutes into the game, we had a little delay with some controversy over the cards that the Moses Lake Chiefs are wearing. And again, we might have some specifics during the post-game show, but as it stands right now, Chiefs are not wearing those cards on their belt. So what they have to do is put it in their back pocket. They get their sign, they step back in, which has been completely legal. We had the WIAA guy down there, the refs down, the umpires down there. They made a phone call, they phoned a friend, and we're good to go. That's the important thing. Runners get their lead. First pitch on the way to Passy, in there for a strike. Out in front is Mr. Logan with a 0-1 count. Tyler Logan now, 31 pitches thrown, a couple of hits, the 1 strikeout and 1 walk. And the big play for Curtis Senior High early in this game was Seth Olsen getting thrown out at home, which I'm getting texts that he was safe. And people know that because they're watching YouTube.com. Ground ball routine to second base. He's going to go to second for 1, throws the first, but not in time. Avery Passy will be there on the fielder's choice.
That was a close play at first. Bang, plays first. Ruled Avery Passy safe. I think it was the right call. Bang, but I think he got there by, I don't know, quarter of a step.
And one note, we did not make Greninger in running, and Maddox Gwynn now heading over to third. So you have Gwynn and Passy first and third, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. First pitch on the way, inside strike is the call. As Jacob Martinez, a scary moment earlier in the season, Andrew, as him and Jackson Purcell collided when he was playing right field, had to leave the game with a concussion, but he was back a couple days later as that pitch misses high to even the count at 1 apiece. So talked to his dad, said he was doing just fine, no ramifications after that initial day where he didn't know where he was. Asked him who the president was, and he said no comment, so I thought that was appropriate. The 1-1 pitch on the way, and there's a foul ball down the first base side as Janos just lets it go by and says, hey, coach, can you come out and get that foul ball? Or I guess that's one of the players. Either that or the
nice
coaches
hat
are
down
allowed.
there.
I know, the fedora.
Yeah.
Shades of you in Florida wearing the fedora.
More of a bucket hat for me down in Florida. But that is a nice hat over there. I would rock that hat if I had it.
Logan comes set a couple of times. And the pitch on the way, and there is a flare down the first base side, and he caught the first baseman leaning and into right field, and coming home for the first run of the game is Maddox Quinn. On the play, Avery Passy chugs all the way around to third base, so the Chiefs 2-out rally right here, evening the game at 1 apiece on the RBI single. And the first baseman, I'm not sure if he got his signs crossed up, but he was actually heading back to first base on the delivery, and then Martinez just deposits it quite easily down the first base side. So Seth Olsen now back to the leadoff we go. Seth Olsen 1 for 1 on the day. That wide stance, right foot outside batter box, inside foot almost touching the plate, as close to the plate as you can get, in that pitch way outside in the other batter's box for ball 1. This is where the Chiefs are so dangerous, the situational hitting. Now with 2 outs, we're not going to see anything crazy. But this is definitely the strength of the Chiefs. The 1-0 delivery on the way outside. Ball 2. Logan looking a little bit rattled after that play as he now hurls his 40th pitch of the ball game, and we are 1 2/3 of the way into the game. The 2-0 delivery, and there's a foul back just at the top of the netting, keeping it in the field of play. As Seth now look at that card, and now hit back pocket it goes. You'll also notice the oven mitt in his left pocket. Only player I know of that wears the oven mitt to protect that throwing hand. He does like the head first slide. The 2-1 delivery on the way. Gets away from the catcher. That is going to be a pass ball head first slide down the first baseline. And now you're going to have a runner standing over there at third on probably a couple of errors right there as Passy comes home to score. Stoffaker, he gets the ball after it goes off the glove. He throws home to Logan, who wasn't ready for it. The ball rolls down the first base side, and Martinez says, "Thank you very much. I think I'll go stand at third base now." And now Seth Olsen, a perfect ribby situation, just got to put that ball somewhere where there ain't a fielder, as he's looking at a 3-1 count. Probably will get the take sign right here, though. 3-1 delivery on the way outside, ball 4. So Chiefs, as we have seen all season long, it's almost like they live for the 2-out rally situation right here. If you're just joining us, welcome in to Richland. 2-1, Moses Lake leads Curtis Senior High after Curtis jumps out early with a run in the top of the first. It was unearned, and it took a couple of caught stealing, thanks to Blaine McDonald, to help get Carson Janke out of that jam in the first inning. So Curtis with 1 run on 3 hits, Moses Lake a couple of runs on 3 hits now, and of course that big error on the board as well. A brief discussion on the mound as the coach for Curtis goes out to talk with Logan and Stoffaker. And Asher Lindgren due up for the Moses Lake Chiefs with runners on first and third.
It's good to see them get back into this ballgame. Not only that, but take the lead early here in the second inning. Tyler Logan's been really good for this Curtis club all year. Like we mentioned earlier, he's 3-3 with a 1.83 ERA, so that tells me he hasn't had a lot of run support in his starts, but clearly their ace and putting up a couple of runs early in this ballgame is just huge.
And I mentioned Curtis, no slouch. They have beaten Olympia. They have beaten Puyallup, and Logan has seen some good talent, so not an easy task against Logan this afternoon as that pitch misses outside for ball 1 on Asher Lindgren. Logan to look down at first, the delivery high for ball 2 against the Big 9 Defensive Player of the Year. Not often you can say that about the first baseman, but as Andrew and I always talk about, it is the most underappreciated position on the field. You can make your team look really good or really bad, depending how your first baseman plays. 3-0 count now for Asher Lindgren as he steps out. Doesn't even go to the card as he looks down at his pops down at third base. I think Asher knows what the call is right here without going to the card. 3-0 delivery, runners on the corner, outside, ball for Moses Lake with the bases juiced here in the bottom of the second and a 1-run lead. And that is going to bring up Zane Harden, the second baseman, a junior from Moses Lake. And talk about a kid who has had a phenomenal season. He is one where I would not have been surprised if Asher didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, if Zane Harden might not have been in the running for that. Just phenomenal play at second base. Highlight after highlight all season long as he watches that pitch hit the outside corner for strike one. All the runners with their lead. Logan in a jam, and there's a flare down the left field line, but I think it's going to be just a bit foul heading over into the bullpen. A great job from Zane putting it down the left field line, although Mady is shaded pretty close to that line. All things considered in today's day and age where everyone shifts 20 feet. 0-2 count to Zane Harden. Here comes the pitch outside, ball one. Martinez at third, Olsen at second, Lindgren at first. Chiefs with the 2-1 lead right now over Curtis High, the 12 seed here in the regionals. And there is a blooper to left field, and that is going to get down for a base hit. That should score two. Here comes Martinez. Here comes Olsen, rounding, coming in, standing up. And just like that, the Chiefs with a 4-1 lead. Oh, boy, do they love playing here in Richland or what? A fantastic day, a fantastic stadium, and early on, a fantastic performance for those Chiefs. Lighting it up early. Now 4 runs on 4 hits. And Jackson Purcell with 2 outs and runners on first and second. You know he wants in on the party. First pitch on the way to him, a little bit low for ball one.
Jackson Purcell, the 9th hitter in the inning for Moses Lake, and what a beautiful piece of hitting by Zane Harden.
Absolutely. The kid has been absolutely lights out, and we still have him for 1 more year, just putting everyone on alert. The only seniors on this team, Asher Lindgren, Gavin Bingham, Avery Passy, Seth Olsen, Carson Janke, Jake Martinez, and Jackson Purcell. So it's a lot of names, but got a lot of young talent coming up behind these guys. 1-1 count now with 2 out on the way, and there's a high towering pop-up. First baseman going over, catcher going over, and the first baseman is there to make the out 3 unassisted. But not before the Chiefs put 4 on the board. 4-1, and at the top of the third we go. Kurt Kuykendall and Andrew Fry here on your Columbia Basin Sports Authority, AM 1470, KBSN Moses Lake. The top of the third we go. Surprise, surprise, Moses Lake back in this game after a 4-run, bottom of the second, 4 runs, 4 hits, and error total on the board. And taking you to the third inning play-by-play with Janke on the mound. Andrew Fry, take it away, my friend.
Janke missed with the first pitch up, so ball one. And Bryson Morrison, the 9-hitter for the Vikings, swings and fouls one over the third base dugout and out of play, and the count evens at 1-1.
Did Jackson Purcell just throw his hat off right there as he went chasing that ball?
I couldn't tell if he threw it off or if it fell off.
I think he threw it off to get that extra gear going.
He might have. He has quite the flow going over there.
He does.
When you have hair that big, it makes the hat a little bit of a hassle. As Janke's 1-1 is a called strike. Fastball in there over the outer third of the plate, and Bryson Morrison, the 9-hitter, is down in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Janke, wasting no time into the windup, and delivers a curveball down in the dirt. A nice stop by Blaine McDonald, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Janke working at a pretty good pace. 1 run, 2 hits through 2 innings so far. He's into the windup and delivers. This one is swung on, tipped foul back into the screen, and it is 3-2. Janke has his sign. He's into the windup, and he delivers again. A half swing and a miss. Gets away from the catcher McDonald, but he'll pick it up, throw to first in time for the out on the dropped third strike. And Kurt, you have a look.
Well,
like,
my eyes are deceiving me. That looked like it was in foul territory, but hey, I'm going to take it. Obviously, it's not. Nobody's arguing.
It was a half swing. He didn't want to offer at that pitch. It was a breaking ball down in the dust, but he went around, realized he went around, and Blaine McDonald sprung on that pitch and threw him out at first base. A slow breaking ball in there for a strike to Gavin Brubaker, the leadoff man for the Curtis High School Vikings. So he'll take a strike, and Janke's next pitch is on the ground, a short, backhanded by Passy. The long throw to first in time to Gavin Brubaker, and there's 2 quick outs for Carson Janke and Moses Lake in the top of the third, as Avery Passy made what could be a tough play for some shortstops look pretty simple. To his right, backhanded that ball off of would have been his left foot, lunging for that one. And really good footwork threw him out.
The great thing about Passy is he has such a short memory. He's not even thinking about that error back in the first inning. He's a phenomenal shortstop and just quickly can put to bed anything bad that happens, and really mentally strong for that young man.
And Colby Mahan takes a strike from Carson Janke, the 2-hitter for the Vikings. And here's the next pitch to him, is down in the dirt. Another stop by Blaine McDonald, a superb young catcher that this Moses Lake Ball Club has. He is what grade is he? He is a junior this year, is Blaine, and he's been a stud so far this season, as this one is tapped foul. A fastball running inside on Colby Mahan, and he tapped it foul. 1-2 now as Carson Janke into his windup and delivers. This one is down in the dirt again, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Another player we have not seen all year, who is also a junior due to a foot injury, is Kaden Valdez. We won't see him this weekend, but another player that is going to surprise some people next year, as this team will not drop off at all as that foul goes up and out of play.
Breaking ball fouled away. Good one there. Big crowd today at Richland High School, as quite a few fans from Curtis making their way over, and quite a few fans from Moses Lake making their way down here, as the pitch to Mahan is swung on to the right side. Lindgren has it. He'll flip to, let's see, that's Janke covering. So a 3-1 put out on Colby Mahan, if you score along with us. And the Vikings go 1-2-3 in the top of the third. We move to the bottom. It is the Chiefs 4 and the Vikings 1 on AM 1470 KBSN Moses Lake.
Yourself to working hard and doing your best. At Les Schwab, they're proud of our young people, and they're proud to be a partner of the WIAA State Championship Tournaments. For more, visit leschwab.com. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
As I look to my right and look at the Richland video board that they have, I mean, I wish you all could see. I might take a photo and post on Facebook. I mean, the technology down here at Richland is absolutely amazing with what these guys do. And you can watch and listen to us if you head over to youtube.com/AtomicTVRHS. Quite impressive what they have going on. And Carson Janke is getting ready to step in to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. So back to you, Mr. Fry.
So I think it's Maddox. Is it Maddox Gwynn or Carson Janke leading off? That would be.
That's Carson.
Carson Janke.
Carson.
You're right. Carson Janke leads off the bottom of the third. He was the leadoff hitter last inning as well. And first pitch misses. So does the second one, low and away. So Janke ahead 2-0.
I do have a clarification also finally from the dugout if we have a second. So we'll get to that in a minute as to what was happening earlier in the game.
Next pitch called a strike. Go ahead.
So situation 3, the plate umpire notices that several infielders on the visiting team are wearing their signal sweatbands on their belt. The visiting team's head coach says the umpires at the last game ruled that the equipment was legal, ruling equipment must be worn as intended by the manufacturer. Sweatbands were not made to be worn on a belt. This equipment is not legal if worn on a belt, Section 1-5-11, according to Situation 3 of the WIAA. Thank you, Jason McLean, multitasking in the dugout and giving us that information.
The 3-2 on the way to Janke. Misses up and away, and Janke works a leadoff walk to start the third. Pitch count for Tyler Logan has got to be getting up there. I can't see how many pitches he's thrown. Do you have that in front of you?
I do have that. Tyler Logan has thrown 54 pitches.
54 pitches to get 7 outs.
4 walks, and at a 53.7% strike ratio. So definitely not what we're used to seeing from Tyler Logan, and definitely not something he's going to be happy with here early in their regional play.
And Moses Lake's going to courtesy run for the pitcher Carson Janke. You know, it really, the last point at which a pitcher hits in their career is high school, and if they're a good hitter, then they'll hit. As the first pitch to Maddox Gwynn is a swinging strike one.
Shohei might disagree with
Shohei,
you
but it's very rare. And you don't see very many two-way players.
Albert Pujols.
We can't count Pujols.
Come on.
You know, one pitcher, though, in the big leagues, and you don't see many pitchers who like to hit. Marco Gonzalez is one of them who likes to swing the bat, and there's a swing and a miss for Maddox Gwynn to make the count 0-2.
Marco needs to get back to liking to throw strikes.
But another guy, and this is a very interesting guy throughout his career, Zach Greinke, really likes to hit. And I was listening to Bob Uecker on the Brewers broadcast talk about Zach Greinke the other day as the 0-2 is swung on and fouled back into the screen. The count stays where it is now. Zach Greinke, you know about Zach Greinke, don't you, Kurt?
I don't know where you're going with this story,
okay,
so I know who Zach Greinke is.
Okay, well, Zach Greinke,
DH.
I don't know if he ever DH. He spent most of his career. Well, he started out with the Royals. That was a
nasty
three.
pitch right there for Logan, inside corner, strike 3. I don't know, cutter, slider. That was nasty.
And I think Maddox Gwynn took that pitch. It looked inside from up here. Maddox Gwynn said it hit him, and it was called strike 3. Now Maddox Gwynn does not crowd the plate, so maybe Tyler Logan getting a call on that called third strike, but nonetheless, Gwynn called out on strikes, and there's one down.
And a head-first slide from Anderson back to first, but there was no throw, so got fooled on that as well.
As the next one is swung on and fouled away.
Andrew, are you as nervous as I am that so many foul balls are going to that particular part of the parking lot? I just want to be on record with this. But you notice my windshield was already busted, so what's another one, right?
It did have a little bit of a crack.
Yeah, a little bit of a crack.
As the next pitch misses inside to Blaine McDonald, the catcher. He walked and was cut down last at bat. But Zach Greinke is one of the most interesting people in the big leagues.
I stand corrected. I apologize. Jason Koziel was the one who sent me that text. I have my names mixed up in the in my phone. So Jason Koziel, thank you for that research. Jason McLean, I'm glad you are not multitasking.
Yeah, and while we were using that, or while you were saying that, Blaine McDonald hit a liner that hit the pitcher, Tyler Logan, squared him up. It looked to be on the hip region. And he picked it up and threw Blaine McDonald out at first. But on the play, Carson Janke, or his pinch, or his courtesy runner, I should say, gets to second base. So Blaine McDonald is out on a 1-3 putout. And in steps Avery Passy, who is hitting in the 8-hole today. And he'll take the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. I heard a story about Zach Greinke, and I want to tell you this story, which is why I want to talk about Zach Greinke. The world or the Olympic Japanese ping pong team was doing a summer was staying a summer at the University of Wisconsin. That's another one up the middle, hits off of the Logan's glove, picked up by the shortstop. The throw to first is not safe in time as it pulls the first baseman. That's Janos over there off the bag.
Good thing Janos has a 32-inch vertical jumper. That ball is in the dugout.
Wow, two straight line drives up the middle. And I think they'll rule that one a hit for Avery Passy as it ticked off the glove of the pitcher, Tyler Logan, ricocheted out to the shortstop, Brubaker. Brubaker picked it up, threw on to first. His throw was wide, and Avery Passy reaches on, we'll call an infield single. So now runners at the corners for Jacob Martinez. And he'll take the first one, a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. Jacob Martinez, who drove in 2 last at bat, hits in the 9-hole for the Chiefs. Swings and taps this one foul toward the first base dugout. Caught that one off the end of the bat, and the count is 0-2. So the Japanese Olympic ping pong team was doing was staying the summer at the University of Wisconsin in Madison.
Okay.
And so one night they decided to head out to a Brewers game. And they got there early, and they set up a ping pong table in the clubhouse so the Brewers could play the Olympic team, as that one misses outside 1-2. And so J.J. Hardy and Corey Hart were trying to 2-on-1 the Olympic champion, the gold medalist.
The actor Corey Hart or the
the baseball player
okay,
Corey Hart.
Just want to clarify.
We're trying to 2-on-1 the Olympic gold medalist. And the next one is inside on a breaking ball, and the count evens at 2-2 at Jacob Martinez. Now, they're about to put the table away because the gold medalist obviously took down J.J. Hardy and Corey Hart 21-0. And they're about to, take the table down, and Zach Greinke hardly says a word in the clubhouse, walks up and goes, well, I want to play. And as this one is swung on through the left side, a base hit. Jacob Martinez is 2 for 2. He picks up his 3rd RBI of the game.
And again, the hit and run, situational hitting. Easy play right there for Moses Lake.
Oh, yeah. A great piece of hitting by Jacob Martinez. Looked like he was out in front of a breaking ball, but snuck it past the third baseman, Costanti, into left field for a base hit. So the Chiefs now up 5-1 on 6 hits through just 3 innings. They are piecing up the Vikings starter, Tyler Logan. This is probably his roughest outing of the year, although I have not seen his other outings, I will admit.
Well, with a 1.78 ERA, I would say that's
right.
True. So Zach Greinke, I'm dying on this story now. So Zach Greinke has a ping pong paddle in hand.
That's right. And Seth Olsen takes a strike.
Olympic gold champion.
Right. And the next pitch to Seth Olsen is, again, called a strike on the outside corner, and he's down on the count 0-2. So Zach Greinke, who hardly says anything, he's one of the more antisocial guys in the Brewers clubhouse, goes, well, I want to play. And so he comes up to the table and faces this gold medalist, and the score gets to be, 17-1 as Seth Olsen is called out on strikes for strike 3. I'll finish quickly. The score gets to be 17-1. Zach Greinke, without saying a word, puts his paddle down and walks off. He doesn't finish the game. He doesn't say thanks or anything. He just puts down his paddle and walks away because that's who Zach Greinke is. Now, he always did like to hit, and I got another story for you coming up maybe in the 4th. But we'll step aside. To the 4th we go on AM 1470 KBSN Moses Lake.
Nothing ever comes without a consequence.
work is where he sits, and I would expect to see him back out there to start the next inning, but he is getting close before he will have to come out of the game unless things settle down real quick. So there's the breaking ball beautifully on the outside corner for a strike. So Carson out early in front of Logan. 0-2 the count here with 1 out. Carson now at 37 pitches, just for some contrast. And again, when we were talking in the pregame, when you think of Moses Lake, you think of efficient pitching, not many walks. They usually work fast, really good defense, and situational hitting. You don't typically see Moses Lake open the floodgates hitting, but it can happen. But you definitely don't want to be in a one-run ball game if you're the opposing team with Moses Lake. And that pitch inside, curveball, swing and a miss, and back to the dugout goes Tyler Logan. And a quick 2 outs for Janke here, a first-team WIAA Big 9 pitcher for the Chiefs. And his strong season continues. Carson Janke, of course, the senior, as that pitch misses inside. The senior utility player, if you will, plays a lot of third, and then primarily when Getzinger pitches, and then in on the mound. That pitch misses inside for ball 2. So if you're just joining us, again, welcome into AM 1470. 5-1 is the current score right now with your Chiefs in the lead, and that pitch misses outside for ball 3. So a rare 3-0 count for Carson Janke as he is facing Janos of the Curtis Senior High Vikings. Andrew, what is the difference in that pitch for pitches, 4 balls, and down to first is Janos? What's the difference in Curtis Senior High School? They have a freshman school. Why do they call it senior high?
You know, I'm not sure. I've always seen, through the years, high schools called senior high schools, junior high schools. I don't know if actually I've seen a place called a junior high school. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why they call it that.
And speaking of a freshman, Parker Mady stepping into the batter's box from the right-hand side as that pitch misses low for ball 1. So 5 straight balls for Carson Janke after a couple of quick outs. This is the time I would like to see Blaine McDonald, head out to the mound, say something to Carson, get him calmed back down because he's pitching fantastic. A time is called. I don't think the umpire granted it, though, but that pitch misses outside for ball 2. So Mady didn't like how much time Carson was taking. He raised his right hand to call time. Umpire did not grant it, and to Mady's advantage now as the 2-0 count on the way outside ball 3. And I see coaches lingering at the steps of the dugout, just waiting to go out and talk with Carson. The 3-0 delivery inside, strike is the call.
And that was a good pitch. The 3-0 right on the inside corner. I mean, that's textbook. I don't think he was going to be swinging anyway, but just to get one over boosts the confidence.
And there's a big swing and a foul back near the Chiefs dugout, and just like that, Janke, after throwing 7 straight balls,
right back
has put this at the full count with 2 outs.
That's a veteran move right there.
And Janos at first.
Yeah, and Janke, the senior, has been pitching, longer than, a freshman or sophomore has. He knows how to get back into counts.
The spin, the throw to first, but back in time, no tag applied.
And you see that in the big leagues, too. A pitcher like Rich Hill or Michael Waka, a guy that's been around a while. I named the 2 starters the Mariners have faced the past 2 days.
There goes the runner, pitch outside, fouled up and out of play into the porta potties yet again.
When they go down 3-0 in the count, they know how to get back into the count. They make a quality pitch on 3-0, and then an even more quality pitch on 3-1 because the hitter is going to have, huge eyes on a 3-1 pitch because obviously, the pitcher doesn't want to walk up. So a good pitch is coming. So a great pitch 3-1 to get back into the count.
3-2 ground ball to Avery Passy. He thinks about going to second, but he straightens up and throws the first in time for out number 3. So no runs, a hit, nobody left, 1 on base. And to the top of the I'm all mixed up. To the bottom of the 4th we go. Where's your scorebook? To the bottom of the 4th we go. Chiefs 5, Curtis Senior High 1. You're tuned into the Columbia Basin Sports Authority, AM 1470, KBSN. welcome in. We do apologize that you have to hear our banter between innings. We're live on the radio, and so they're playing commercials in our headset, and that's when Andrew and I try to get ourselves coordinated. So good game. Wish you were here, but nice to have you watching in on YouTube. So all right, to the bottom of the fourth we go. Logan finishing his warm-up tosses. He is going to stay in the game. 76 pitches for Tyler Logan, 57.9% strike efficiency. You as a pitcher, Andrew, what for you, I know you weren't into stats as a pitcher, but what for you was the most important stat? What would you look at after a game to make a decision if you're happy with your performance or not?
Well, I didn't look at a specific stat to tell if I was happy or not. If I thought I threw the ball well and the results didn't go the way I wanted to, I was okay with it. Usually, a quality start for I think anybody in high school plays 7 innings. If you go 4 or 5 innings, usually 5 innings, and you give up a run or 2, that's a pretty good start. And if you're locating your pitches, if you felt like you were throwing hard, if I felt like my breaking ball was breaking the way I wanted to, the changeup was working, that's a good start. And I got knocked around a little bit occasionally, and you get frustrated after starts like that.
First pitch on the way to Asher, high fly ball right field, but the yard is going to hold it and then some as the right fielder Mahan going over to his right. He is there to make the catch for out number 1. And when I look at this field, the first thing I remember is that light pole down the right field line.
That's right.
And Dominic Signorelli about took out the bottom row of those lights. That is maybe the most impressive home run I have seen. And there is a first pitch for Zane, or for Asher, high fly ball to left field, shading over his matey, and he is there to make the catch for out number 2. I mean, it was. Do you remember that? Because it was an absolute bomb.
Oh, it was the moonshot, but he hit him all year in batting practice and games, all over the place. Dominic Signorelli hit absolute tanks. One thing that's interesting as he comes home here.
And that pitch is outside for ball 1.
One thing that's interesting, Tyler Logan, who threw 3 innings, had 1 fly ball out, and Moses Lake has 2 fly ball outs already in this inning.
And that pitch hits the corner for a strike, so even in the count at 1 apiece to Jackson Purcell. Yeah, that's a great observation there, Andrew. And the umpire coming in to have some words with the pitcher. And actually, this isn't Tyler Logan. This is number 16. That's Vaden Lawrence.
That's right.
I apologize, Tyler. So Vaden Lawrence in on relief. I just barely caught that. They look so similar when he came set. So the 1-1 delivery from Lawrence on the way misses low and gets away from Stoffaker to 1 now count. So real quick, let's set your Curtis Senior High lineup. Lawrence now in on relief. Stoffaker behind the dish. And there's a flare to center field. Aaron's over to make the catch for out number 3. So we'll set the lineup next go round. For now, we're going to go to the top of the 5th. Chiefs 5, Curtis Senior High 1. Back in a flash on your Moses Lake Baseball Sports Authority, AM 1470 KBSN.
How many earned runs?
Yeah, so for those on the YouTube channel, it's 5 hits, 5 runs. They were all earned against Tyler Logan. Vaden Lawrence in on relief. Very efficient work. Try to dig up some stuff on Vaden if you can. And then Carson Janke for Moses Lake, 4 innings of work, 52 pitches, 3 hits, 1 run. It was not earned, 4 strikeouts and a walk. I wouldn't say Carson is a strikeout pitcher. He doesn't have the speed and velocity that a Michael Getzinger has, but he's tricky. You've seen some really good breaking balls thus far. He's usually pretty good at hitting the corners. So I would not be surprised at this point to see Carson Janke go the distance, and then you'll see Michael Getzinger at 4 o'clock would be my guess, given the pitch count. And then the 27th would be the next game. All right, back in Richland we are. We're just taking a look at the WIAA scoreboard and brackets. We're just talking about the next after 4 o'clock. Then the next round is May 27th. So that's really nice to be in a situation with Carson Janke throwing so few pitches this early. It opens up a lot of options for the pitching rotation from here on out. First pitch on the way, outside, ball 1 from Janke as he will face Costante. And Andrew Fry doing some research on the new pitcher for Curtis Senior High. But Andrew, are you ready to take it away for the play-by-play?
Yeah, I'm all over it. A swing and a looping line drive into left field. And Costante reaches for a leadoff single against Carson Janke here in the top of the 5th inning. We'll see Quinn Stoffaker now, the 8-hitting catcher for the Vikings. Right-on-right action, Janke the righty and Stoffaker the righty at the dish. You can close the book on Tyler Logan, the Vikings starter, as here's the pitch to Stoffaker is a strike called on a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Tyler Logan, 3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. They were earned 5 walks and just 3 strikeouts as Carson Janke delivers again, and this one's right back to him. He fields, throws to second for 1. The relay to first in time for the double play. The 1-6-3 double play. The Chiefs turn 2 for the price of 1, and the leadoff single is already erased as Carson Janke fields his position very well. And there are 2 quick outs for the Vikings here in the top of the 5th inning.
Quinn Stoffaker, the catcher, he is definitely built for power, and unfortunately he had no chance on that roller down to short.
Bryson Morrison, the hitter now, and takes a ball. And the new pitcher for the Vikings will set him up for you next inning. Vaden Lawrence is his name, as the next pitch to Morrison misses high. Janke working at a great pace. How many pitches has he thrown?
Janke is at 56 pitches with that throw right there.
And the next one misses down, 3-0. We've seen some lapses in command from Janke as Donnie is going to call time and head out there. Last inning with 2 outs, he threw 7 straight balls before retiring Parker Mady to end that inning. And now that he has 2 outs here in the 5th, a little lack of command here to the 9-hitting Bryson Morrison, who has struck out so far today in his only plate appearance.
And the amazing thing, even with those 7 straight balls, he is still looking at about a 63% strike ratio. So just have to snap out of that, remind him of that. He's pitching a great game, has fairly good command of the strike zone. You're just going to have, as you know, Andrew, you're just going to have those brief blips in the radar.
That's right, and it happens. Now we need a quality strike. You don't want to have a 2-out walk, especially up 4, and that's a strike at the top of the zone. 3-1, fastball that time, he pumped it in. Big pitch coming up here from Janke. The 3-1 is another strike, another fastball. Looked center cut.
Yep.
And Bryson Morrison took it. Now 3-2.
Yep, right on cue. Don't let the 2-out walk get to you that easy. There we go.
Janke fires a tapper foul between the legs of the catcher Blaine McDonald into the backstop, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Looks like the next game coming up, Richland against Mount Sinai. You see some of the Richland players congregating over there behind the third base line, and there's a ball 4. Looked close. Carson Janke
everyone heading to the dugout.
Everybody was walking to the dugout, but ruled ball 4, and the inning continues.
The only person not fooled was the batter and the umpire.
Yeah, that's right. So Bryson Morrison works a walk, and the lineup flips to the top of the order, Gavin Brubaker now. He has reached on air and grounded to short. And he takes the first pitch down for ball 1. But some of the Richland Bombers down there along the third base line just kind of hanging out, not doing much warm-up activities yet, as the next pitch is swung on and flied to right center. In is the right fielder Martinez. He's there and makes the catch, and that's the inning. So the Vikings strand 1 on the 2-out walk, but get nothing, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is the Chiefs 5 and the Vikings 1 on AM 1470 KBSN Moses Lake. Moses Lake 5 and the Vikings 1 here down in Richland in this regional playoff. Vaden Lawrence is doing the pitching for the Vikings in his second inning of relief. He's made 12 appearances so far this year with a 3-3 record, 3.24 ERA in 41 innings pitched. And the first one to, who is that? Carson Janke out there is a strike. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for Moses Lake here in the fifth, and the next pitch to him is swung on and fouled away. Over toward the Cars again. Does it get one? It does not on the fly, at least. Maybe on the bounce. And it's quickly 0-2 on Carson Janke.
You know, that 5 runs on the board right now actually ties a playoff record for Donnie Lindgren coached team, so just shows you the efficiency being state champions and knowing that 5 runs is the most they've ever had to put on the board. We'll get to that in a little bit, but
the 0-2 misses upstairs and the 1-2 misses outside, so now 2-2, and Vaden Lawrence working at a very quick pace. He doesn't waste any time. He gets the ball. He's right back on the rubber, and here we go again. It's the 2-2 on the way. This one is swung on, tapped to short, backhanded out there, and the long throw to first will be in time to retire Carson Janke. Good play out there by Brubaker. And Moses Lake's leadoff hitter here in the fifth is retired 6-3 if you score along with us. Now it'll be Maddox Gwynn DHing today. He has singled and scored and then struck out so far. Hitting from the right side, pink batting gloves, hot pink too. As he checks his swing on a ball down low, they appeal to first. He does not go. And so the count moves to 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, hot pink batting gloves for Maddox Gwynn. I don't know if I could pull those off myself, but he does a good job. Here's the 1-0, misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. Righty on righty action. Vaden Lawrence coming in, hurling from the right side as he delivers. That one is upstairs again. 3-0 to Maddox Gwynn.
little tailwind pushing that outside. Interesting movement right there.
And the 3-0 is a called strike on the inside corner. Count moves to 3-1. And if the Chiefs can hold this lead, we'll be back with you this evening. And the 3-1 is in there for a strike. We'll be back with you this evening. 4 o'clock first pitch against the win, or what is it?
3:30.
Oh, 3:30.
3:30 pregame and then 4 o'clock.
3:30 pregame, 4 o'clock first pitch. The 3-2 swung on, fouled away. 3:30 pregame, 4 o'clock first pitch against the winner of the upcoming game, Richland against Mount Sinai. We'll have that one for you should the Chiefs hold this lead at 3:30 for the pregame. And the 3-2 misses up, and Maddox Gwynn works a one-out walk.
And even though we are surrounded by our friends here in Richland, you know that they're looking forward to a possible rematch with Moses Lake.
That's right.
With Moses Lake beating them on their home field back on May the 18th, 2019, Mount St. Helens Day. Moses Lake 5-0 over Richland that afternoon. That propelled the Chiefs to that ultimate state championship run.
And here's Blaine McDonald hitting in the 7-hole today. He takes outside for ball 1. Lawrence has his sign, comes set, the runner goes, the throw down to second is on a hop. It is bobbled out there by the shortstop, and Maddox Gwynn has himself a stolen base. And the pitch missed, so the count is 2-0 on Blaine McDonald, who's a switch hitter. Hits from both right and the left side of the plate. We saw him hit righty against Tyler Logan, the starter. Now against Vaden Lawrence, the right-handed pitcher. Blaine is hitting from the left side. Always a valuable commodity to have in your lineup. Hitting switch from both sides, and the next pitch misses. And it is 3 balls and no strikes. Cal Raleigh, another switch-hitting catcher that I can think of, but hopefully Blaine McDonald has more success at the plate than that guy. As the next pitch to him, the 3-0, is a called strike.
You see Adley got called up finally for Baltimore.
Oh, Rutschman did?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Not Radley, Adley.
Adley
Rutschman.
Adley Rutschman, yeah, that's right. I heard there were some odds for him to be maybe the rookie of the year or something
well,
like
if he'd
that.
have made the initial squad,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I might have dropped some money on that.
And then there's that Bobby Witt kid from Kansas City.
Yeah, overrated.
Yeah. Julio's been doing a pretty good job. The 3-1 bounces in and gets by the catcher Stoffaker.
Good
and
heads-up
on
play
the
from
play,
Glenn right there.
Oh, and Blaine's going to go to second. The throw down to second is going to be in time.
They got him. I think Donnie wanted Gwynn to break on that, and he did not. You give up the run to get the out, and I think Donnie's hot because Maddox held up at third, and he should have kept going right there. But yeah, out at second is Blaine, as he had no chance sliding in under that tag.
So Blaine worked the walk, and ball 4 went to the backstop. And on the play, Blaine tried to take second base because the runner at third, Maddox Gwynn, I think Donnie was hoping he'd break home, but he didn't. He stayed at third. And so Blaine is cut down at second base, and there's 2 down. Now the first pitch to Avery Passy, hitting in the 8-hole, is up and away for ball 1. The next pitch is down the third base line.
Ball.
Just foul.
Oh, just foul.
It was a hot shot down the line. Third base umpire down there quickly ruling a foul ball. I think he got it right. It was just foul, I think. Almost over the third base bag, but just a couple of inches into foul territory for Avery Passy, who has grounded into a fielder's choice and has singled so far today, hit that hot shot up the middle. And the next pitch is to the third baseman. Costanti has that, throws over to first in time to get Avery Passy, and the side is retired. So the Chiefs get nothing on really an odd play happening earlier on in this inning. But we move to the 6th. It is the Chiefs 5 and the Vikings 1 on AM 1470, KVSN, Moses Lake.
Armour, right fielder of Moses Lake. I'm not sure if this is a joke or if he's actually here. I think it's probably a joke, but he sent me a picture of a car with a hole in the windshield.
That's not from today.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so that's from years ago. Yeah, that's what I thought. He says, have they put nets around that field yet? Nope. That's funny. All right, so Carson Janke now still in for the Chiefs. 5 innings of work, 4 hits, a run, 65 pitches thrown, 4 strikeouts, a couple of walks. Hitting-wise, Jacob leads the way at 2 for 2. Avery Passy a hit, Maddox has a hit, Zane and Seth have a hit.
So Carson Janke back out there to work the 6th inning. He'll face 2, 3, 4, the heart of the Vikings order. To tell you all about it, back to Kirk.
All right, 65 innings. Why do I keep 65 pitches in 5 innings of work here for Carson Janke? First pitch on the way outside, ball 1 to Mahan. I was sharing with our YouTube viewers. Again, you can go to youtube.com/Adam Atomic TV RHS, and there's a high fly ball left field going in. Please don't be the Arkansas Triangle, but it is. Olsen passing, Purcell emerging, and nobody can come up with it. And Mahan with a Sinai single, we will just say, as that finds the perfect spot between the 3 of those young men. But anyway, for the youtube.com/Atomic TV RHS viewers, I was sharing with them that I received a photo from Josh Williams of a baseball in a windshield. It's from years ago, of course, and if you remember the name Josh Williams, he's the state champion right fielder who, if you hit a ball to right field, you better run down that line, because he threw out 5 players who thought they had singles, and surprise, surprise. The 0-1 count on Mahan. The runner takes his lead, check swing. He goes around, and Mahan, Aaron's now in the hole, 0-2 with nobody out, and Mahan standing down there at first. So Carson Janke come and set the delivery, hard ground ball to first base. Asher picks it up, steps on the pillow for the easy first out of the inning. Does not have time to go down to second for the tag, so Mahan will be standing down there at second base with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. As Andrew has mentioned, we will be back hopefully for our pregame at 3:30 with the first pitch starting at 4 o'clock. Again, that's always up for debate given how the other games go. You have to have some rest for the umpires, but that is the plan as it stands right now. We did have a slight delay on this game, but we should be able to catch back up. So first pitch on the way to Aarons is in there for a strike. And, of course, the winner of this game facing the Richland Bombers or the Mount Sinai Wildcats here at Richland Bombers Stadium. The 0-1 delivery on the way, inside, ball 1, even the count at 1 apiece. The pitcher, the relief pitcher for Curtis now stepping in with Lawrence. The little sneak route from the second baseman, Zane Harden, going in, but Mahan, he's seen that play a time or two as Carson Janke spins and not able to get the tag down. Little bluff charge from Harden, and that pitch is on the outside corner. 1-2 now on Lawrence. Again, Vaden Lawrence in on relief. A couple innings of work, 26 pitches, a couple of walks, and 50-50 on the command of the strike zone. 50% strikes thrown. There's a little curveball that I guess just misses a bit high. That looked like a really good pitch from Janke right there. Evening the count at 2 apiece. Zane Harden playing way back in the grass. The 2-2 check, swing low. Full count now to Lawrence. If you're just joining us via AM 1470, again, welcome in. 5-1 is the current score as we are in the top of the 6th inning. Carson Janke having gone the distance thus far. Another little bluff charge from Zane Harden. That pitch is in the dirt for ball 4. Carson has had about 4 at-bats that have really pushed that pitch count up through 7 straight balls earlier, and now that puts him at 72 pitches in 5 1/3 innings of work. And now Micah Llanos stepping in from the left-hand side for Curtis Senior High. Janke a long look back at Mahan at second. The delivery on the way, high foul up and out of play on the third base side. The rare third base foul ball into the construction work down there as they are under some construction here in Richland, a beautiful ballpark. I don't know what they possibly could be doing to make this place any more gorgeous, but they're trying nonetheless. The chopper down the first base side, actually fielded by Zane Harden. Quick throw over to Asher at first for the 4-3 put out, but on the play, Mahan head down to third. Lawrence heads down to second.
Let's see if Janke can get out of this inning without any damage. He's got the righty Parker Mady, who has doubled and grounded to short so far today.
77 pitches now for Carson. Needs a couple pitches here to get out of this inning. There's the curveball inside strike is the call. Keep that about 85. You feel a lot better going into the 7th inning. Keep it under 80, and you're absolutely golden. The 0-1 count. 2 out, runners on second, third. Here it comes, swinging a ground ball to third base. Purcell up cleanly, double step, throws the first, little low scoop from Asher Lindgren, your Big 9 Defensive Player of the Year. And there you go, retired is Curtis with 2 left on. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Moses Lake 5, Curtis 1. You are tuned into Chiefs Baseball right here on AM 1470 KBSN. 63.7% strikes thrown. That's nice.
A good outing.
Yeah, hitting wise, Colby Mahan for Curtis has been the thorn, going 2 for 3, and then Logan, Mady, Costanti, they'll have a hit as well. And the only RBI of the game, Tyler Logan.
That's right.
So Curtis with 1 run, 5 hits. I see an error on the scoreboard, not on the game changer, so we'll just split the difference.
0.5 errors.
And then Moses Lake 4 in the second, 1 in the third. 5 runs total on 6 hits and the error. The error early in the game from Avery Passy, but again, they've recovered just fine. Vaden Lawrence in on relief for Curtis Senior High. And he's going to be squaring off with Jacob Martinez first and foremost. And then, assuming no changes, Seth Olsen and Asher Lindgren will be who he has to face in this inning. First pitch on the way inside for ball 1.
Jacob Martinez 2 for 2 today, hitting out of the 9-hole. That's huge.
That pitch is outside strike called, so even in the count at 1 apiece. Real quick, setting the defense for Curtis. Llanos at first, Morrison at second, Brubaker at short, Costanti at third. Is that pitch foul out of play? 1-2 now. Mady, Aarons, and Mahan is your outfield for Curtis Senior High, moving left to right. And then the big power bat of Stoffaker behind the dish. There's a ground ball to second base right under the glove of Morrison, and a big turn from Martinez. Hey, young man, don't get too frisky down there, as the right fielder Mahan up quickly with that ball. He would have thrown him out by about 88 feet if he had tried to stretch that. So Martinez standing down there at first. Chiefs looking for some insurance runs.
Looked like a tough hop out there for Morrison. He was charging. It wasn't hit all that hard. It was kind of an excuse me swing.
And there's another ground ball. Morrison up cleanly this time, over to second for 1, back to first. He's pointing, and he did keep his foot on the bag for the double play, the 4-6-3 double play. So Morrison making up for that little bobble or error.
Well, they say
just like that, 2 out.
They say the ball will always find you when you make an error, and Morrison looked like he was a little bit down on himself after making that easy error, that first one, but a hard hit ground ball right to him.
And there is a high fly ball over the head of Mahan, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. And Seth Olsen really digging, but he is going to hold up at second base, doing the little, what is that they do? The little chop of the helmet. They've been doing that for a while now. Every time you get an extra base hit.
It's a nice.
I don't think you hit many doubles. A lot of
long
high,
singles.
A lot of long
yep,
singles.
Long singles. I
And
occasionally
home
had a
runs, home
double.
runs. And that pitch, this is for ball 1. Zane Harden, second baseman for Moses Lake, stepping in. Asher, the lead out there at second. Curtis not holding him on, and there's a high towering fly ball down the left field line, and over quickly is Mady diving. Oh my goodness. An amazing play from Mady in foul territory. Goes Superman for out number 3, and that is a fantastic play, the defensive play of the game for sure. We head to the top of the 7th. Moses Lake, 5 runs on 7 hits and error. Curtis, 1 run on 5 hits and error. And we'll be back in a flash right here on AM 1470 KBSN. Wow, that was amazing.
So this is the regional semifinal?
Yep.
Okay.
So looking ahead at Richland and Mount Si. Richland's kind of loaded with seniors as well, it looks like. Now, again, we don't know who's starting and who's not. Richland, the 4 seed, Mount Si, the 12 seed. Joey Pearson, Joey Weisenfels, Kenyon Coleman, Deacon Boyce, Ethan Ammerman, Cameron Calson. Do any of those names sound familiar from your day? No, because they would have all been freshmen back when we won state. And then from outside, Jack Berg, Aiden Daughtry, Ryan Gerlitz, Beck Hoffman, Blake Miller, Christian Jiraki, Ryan Llewellyn, Jake Smith, Josh Frenberger, Braden Hosfeld. So Mount Si is stacked with seniors, but Richland has quite a few as well. Mount Si must be very experienced. All right, here we go back Oh, well, we can't because the radio's not on yet. So first pitch on the way for our YouTube listeners. High, towering fly ball, second baseman going out. Zane Harden is there to make the catch for a quick out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. And to finish the game off, Andrew Fry, take it away.
Well, hopefully it'll be a quick finish to this one. Moses Lake trying to get to the regional finals. They got 2 outs as the first pitch was popped up. And here's a foul ball down the third baseline. Foul by no more than a couple of inches. He lined that one. Did Quinn Stoffaker down the left field line, just foul, and it was ruled as such by the third base umpire. Really good look at that one. You're standing basically right on top of it. So 1 out already as Joey Costanti pops up to Zane Harden. 2 outs to get for Carson Janke, who's still out there working a gem. And the next pitch is fouled off down the third base line. And the count is quickly 0-2. Carson Janke trying to go the distance in this one. He's got 2 outs to get. Quinn Stoffaker, I should say,
and still
standing
a lot of
in his way. And the 0-2 is way up above his head. And
a lot of pitches in the pocket for Janke. He hasn't even hit 90 yet. So good position right here, but got to work smart and let your defense do their job.
The 1-2 is swung on in line into the gap in left center field. Over, though, gliding is the center fielder, Gavin Bingham, who was DH'd for in this game, glides over and makes a nice little sliding catch, and the Chiefs are 1 out away of advancing to the regional final this afternoon. Join us if they do finish this one out. 3:30 the pregame, 4 o'clock first pitch. We'll have that for you right here on AM 1470. But before then, Carson Janke.
It's looking pretty good.
1 out to get, and there'll be a pinch hitter. That's number 8, Dominic DiCarlo, will step in place of the 9-hitting Bryson Morrison, and he'll take a strike from Carson Janke, trying to go the distance in the regional semifinal. What a big outing from the senior from Moses Lake. You got to love to see it. His 0-1 pitch is on the way, and it's down low and outside, and Carson Janke kind of fell over as he threw that one. Got up rather slowly. He's saying he's okay. Blaine McDonald took a couple of steps out there to see if he's all right, but Carson Janke says, "Don't come out here, I'm okay." And Blaine obliges.
Got to stay in the rhythm. Want to get this finished off.
Blaine's back into his crouch, and Carson Janke is ready to go. Here we are, and it hits him inside. Look out. A fastball hit him right in the back, and Dominic DiCarlo will go to first base here in the top of the 7th as Moses Lake, again, is 1 out away from advancing to the regional final game tonight. But now the lineup card flips over, and as we know, tournament teams, or I guess postseason teams, like Curtis, the Vikings, are, they can get back into this one very quickly, so this one not over, even though Carson Janke is 1 out away from getting the complete game. A fantastic outing so far, as Donnie's going to go out and talk to him. Hasn't made a motion yet, and there is no activity going in the Moses Lake bullpen, so I think he's going to stay with Carson. But again,
if you get 2 on, that's a different story, but he's only sitting at 85 pitches. We've seen him throw 100 on multiple occasions. It's definitely not an issue with the pitch count. It's just putting him in a hole where Curtis gets a little rally going that you want to avoid. But you still have the hard-throwing Getzinger. You have Greninger. You have Bingham. You got plenty of help out there if you need it. But Carson looks really nice. 2 pitches right here, and I say this game's over.
Carson's in the set. He taps one back to the mound. Carson Janke has it. Throw to first is in time, and the Chiefs are moving on to the regional final game tonight at 4. And for the Curtis Senior High School Vikings, their season draws to a close. The Chiefs win it by a score of 5-1 behind just a brilliant outing by Carson Janke. He goes the distance in this one as the teams will meet at home plate and say, good game. Kurt, what a ball game.
That's a great ball game. We're going to step aside here from some of our great sponsors, put some stats together, and we will be back in 2 minutes to bring you some post-game and look ahead. Maybe try to do a little research on Richland and Mount Sinai as well. So back in 2 minutes right here on AM 1470 at KBSN. and start living. Learn more at SamaritanHealthcare.com. All right. Let's get some scores out there.
Carson Janke.
How many walks did he have? How many walks did he have?
What?
How many walks did Janke have?
I think 4. Let me check.
WIAA state tournament tickets will be available for purchase digitally through GoFan. WIAA's ticketing partner. Fans can purchase tickets online in advance of the events, but will have to purchase digital tickets.
Oh, that's
old. Yeah, that's old. Yeah.
3.
3 walks. Thank you. 3 strikeouts. I see that right?
Yeah.
Have a safe trip home, and we'll see you for game number 2.
Drew Fry here in. For those still watching YouTube, again, a little inside. So we got the radio headset on, and we start to think we're back live, and then they play another commercial. So that's why we seem a little discombobulated at times. Well, I think we like playing in Richland. You know, their JV team put like 20 on us.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The GV team wiped us up. Our JV team in there, not. What time's the Richland game? 1.